Alright, what's going on YouTube? I just want to make this video once again. It's gonna be like a follow-up to the last video I made. It was restricted for ages. Kind of like make a rundown of the things that I mentioned in the previous video, and then hopefully if you guys enjoyed or agree with my points, check that out. Check that video out because it was more in depth. I try to like talk about solutions and stuff, and we're just gonna skate and do these challenges because why not? I don't really have anything else I really thought of doing. So yeah, let's get into it. The problem I have is like people online or people in general are just complaining about microtransactions, complaining about stuff like dark catches, finger flips, and all that stuff, which I do agree. Like I wanted the game, but I feel like it's not so important for me to that for that to be added in the game. Like I could definitely wait a whole year. I don't care that much for it. Uh, and you could probably hate on me for that, but I encourage you to just listen to the video and obviously watch the previous video, like I said, in order to get my full thoughts. Like there's more pressing issues in the game, such as like cosmetics not really being worth it too much. Also like the issue of some of the cosmetics being too feminine, which I'll show you in a second. I know they're trying to make it so that you can wear outfits whether you're female or male, but I feel like some of these are just kind of weird in the way that like it's just way too feminine. Like there's other clothes like this besides that, of course. Like if you're earning like crop tops, I don't want these. Like I want to be able to sell these and get some like rip score or even tickets just by selling them back because I don't obviously I didn't claim this one, but I do have other ones that I don't really care about. Like I'm not gonna wear skirts. I'm not gonna wear these fucking crop tops ever as a male character, and just it's kind of redundant. It's like it's kind of stupid. It's just taking up space. And then we also have stuff like this, which is which I've seen male characters wear it too, but I feel like it's stupid. I should be able to change it. I should be able to change the size, make it longer. And again, I go into further detail in the previous video, so I'll leave a link to the previous video in the comments or in the description. So yeah, it's fucking weird. Like it's why is it cropped? Why does it have shoulder pads? It doesn't make any sense. I'm losing my voice here, so bear with me. Uh yeah, like I should be able to change it just by simply pressing square just like I would with the item droppers. If you go here, you press square, you have different options. Obviously, this is like different colors, but you should be able to press square on the clothing and then having the option to change like the length. Maybe have them rolled up mid forearm. That'd be a great decision. Why am I losing my voice so much? It's kind of hurting. Uh, I know someone's gonna probably mention that or talk shit in the comments, but again, just bear with me. Grow up, guys. So if I wanted to make this shirt shorter, if I wanted to make it into a crop top, maybe I wanted to make it skinny like this one. I know we have a skinny shirt though, so maybe that's not the best example. Maybe let's take this one. Like, what if I wanted to turn this one into a crop top, or just make it a little bit shorter so that, you know, like if I'm wearing something like this, my underwear will show. Like if, let me use an example here. If I have a crop top, obviously you can see that I have my underwear. I'm like sagging a little bit. You can see the belt. And it's kind of cool. Like I like how when you wear the shorter ones, you kind of see the buckle and all that stuff. Like, what if I want to change that or do something like that, or maybe even have it tucked in into the pants, so that it looks kind of cool. You know, certain little stuff like that, which I go over in that video. Obviously, other things are like how small the maps are compared to like the previous games. I feel like it limits not only the player but also the type of challenges or events that the devs could do. If they had a bigger, wider area to play around with, we'd also have more stuff to play, or you know, something more encouraging us to get on even more, to find even more spots. And also like the amount of buildings that are scattered around the map. I feel like more so just takes up space more than anything else, because a lot of the buildings don't have anything on top of them, which is the whole selling point of the game at first, was like, oh, if you want to get on top of these buildings you can. Like having the type of players online who just go into the mega parks or jump off the parking lot, like that's not my playstyle. I like to have a more realistic skating type of experience. That's just me though. Like you can go for it if you want. If you're into the whole jumping off buildings, doing rooftops and stuff, go for it. not gonna get mad at that. It's just not my cup of tea. But I also feel like it's still limiting because a lot of people, all they do is just like mimic other content creators, or they see a clip online and everyone's just doing the same thing. And I kind of like, it gets tiring to see that in my feed. But again, if you're enjoying that type of content, or if you enjoy that type of skating, more power to you. Again, I'm just kind of tired of it. Seeing the same amount of clips. Like, it's got to the point where if the first few seconds, if I see somebody on the top of the uh, parking lot, I just skip it entirely. Like, I don't care. Everyone just spams the same thing. Oh, the first ever to go through the window in the church. Oh, first ever, whatever. It's not my cup of tea again. So that's my issue. But again, going back to the how big of the map was, if it was bigger, we had more spots, we have everything. And I feel like they should add more spots as big as Hegemon is, this area that I'm skating right now. Just because it's a way bigger map. And I feel like right now, instead of having 4 sections of the map, maybe like 2.5 really, because Brick Switch is its own section, really, if you really think about it. It's more grounded, the way it's built, it feels more realistic to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people agree. But yeah, also like the microtransactions, the type of skins that they have is kind of weird to me. I'm not, again, I'm at this point, I'm not gonna fucking spend any money. I did not like the battle pass this season. I don't like the way it's set up or anything. Pretty predatory, and of course, the biggest issue it being that every season, every skate pass is $10, and we're only receiving $4 back. And not only that, but all other YouTubers have talked about it. The fact that we're only getting $4, and every time we earn it, it's like 1,000 tickets, maybe 2,000, and you're only earning like 70 cents back, 50 cents, you know? And it's kind of ridiculous. And not only that, but the other day I figured out that some of these are actually locked. I don't know if they fixed it. Like this one. This one is locked, so I'm not even earning the full $400 back. I know it says I have $400 up top. That's because I was a pre-tester, so I had some for free, which was only like what, 250, and the rest is I got it from like obviously this event, the skate pass. So I did not spend any money in this game. Everything I have is for free because I have the nostalgia of playing the original back when I was younger. Growing up, of course, this was like the fucking thing. I'm obviously like I'm close to 30 now. My birthday was on the 16th. I'm 28 now. So I have a lot of time, experience with the old games. Uh, Not that that really justifies. I've seen people say that and they still have horrible takes. But again, if you want further detail, I recommend just going back to the old video because I go into very further detail of how to change it, how to implement stuff. But I just feel like having these events only being able to add ramps to stuff like the Skateway, and from what I've seen, because they uploaded a video for tomorrow's Skate O-Ween event, it kind of just seems like they're only adding it to, and I could be wrong, hopefully I am, but it feels like the things that they're adding are mainly going to be in these sections, like the community parks. That's what it looks like it's going to be. It's going to be created parks. They're going to be changing it, adding skeletons and drops and stuff. But again, when I looked at the video, it kind of seemed like they're reusing the same parks that are already in game, that are obviously switching between days, and just adding cosmetics like bats. There was like a huge gap in one of them where he jumps over a giant skeleton. But again, it doesn't feel like they're gonna create a entirely new park. They're gonna reuse the same ones that they have already, and just have decorations again like they did in the Skateway. Uh, it feels like they're not really trying, and I've encouraged them. Like it's really hard to defend the game at this point, and I really don't want to be negative. I mean, I was negative from the start with the when it came to the stylistic choice. And again, my suggestion for them has been just change the character models, make it more realistic like the old games, or make it different. I know people are gonna obviously say like, oh, it's not realistic and stuff, but if you really think about it, the old games were realistic from the beginning, or it was intended. Obviously semi-realistic because obviously some of the objects were gigantic. The pops were also pretty high, but for the most part, the game was always skated realistic from the start. It was really only Skate 3 where people were doing those mega jumps, or like they were riding on the buildings with the glitches and stuff. But that was only like halfway into the game's life cycle, maybe even towards the end. And of course, people going back to the game. Now, point is like obviously the resurgence later on when people were going back to the game. That's when people started doing those glitches. It wasn't really a thing during the game's life cycle, and obviously people are skating more realistically. Obviously, you were spam tricks like the whole trick lining stuff, and obviously as realistic as it could be. Obviously, not everyone was skating like they would in real life. Obviously, there was a little bit of leeway of having some fun, spamming tricks and stuff. But I feel like they've gone completely the other direction. I feel like this whole map, specifically Hegemon and Goldcrest, they try to implement some of these crazy lines that you could do, which again is not my cup of tea. But if you do it, whatever. I just feel like try to implement. They saw that and then they try to implement that into the game, which of course, again, is not a bad thing. But I feel like they might have done it a little too much. They could have again added a bigger map, and it would have been better potential for more street spots and all that stuff. Having this small of a map really is restricting. I've been saying it for months now, since the pre-alpha as well, back in like July, that they should just expand the map, add more sections, take the outer perimeter of the map and just copy and paste it into the whatever section that they add, right? So if they want to add a new section, they can just copy and paste that. Again, I'm really just making this video just because I got the age restricted, and as most of you know, if you're into YouTube, the moment you get age restricted, you're kind of fucked. In terms of that video, it's not gonna get out there. I did get like one other view. Uh, yeah. This is really what it boils down to. It's just like the whole map is just entirely small compared to the other maps. They should add like maybe 3 more size of Hegemont sectors to the map and expand it out, or at least give us some of the other maps like the Fun City, which is already there. Like I was saying too, like they clearly have all the stuff in the game that are gonna come out in the future. Like there is a bunch of other playtesters who joined way earlier than me and mentioned stuff like impossible as being in the game. So they're just drip feeding us, and it's kind of what I expected for a free to play game. I just feel like they're not doing it the best that they can or the way that they should be doing it. And like at this point, people are already leaving, and that's kind of what I've been telling them from the start since the pre-alpha for us beta testers or pre-alpha testers, I should say. I told them that this game was pretty much gonna be a flop once it reached the 5 month mark, which we're not at yet. So hopefully they add more stuff to keep us entertained. The events, I don't know if how they're gonna really structure it. I feel like most of the costumes that they're gonna add for the Halloween event tomorrow, it's probably gonna be paid for content, meaning like the costumes that they add, like the whole pumpkin head. They're probably gonna add skeletons, other ones, maybe even Dracula or something. I really don't know, but whatever they add is probably gonna be in the shop and it's gonna be paid for content. So I don't know how they're gonna structure it. I do know that most of the areas are just gonna be reskins of the already existing community skate parks, I should say. And yeah, it's not looking too good. For a second there, when I was watching the video that they uploaded on IG, it did seem like the stadium opening up, but sadly I'm wrong. But we're just gonna wait to see. Hopefully they do add nighttime mode, which again it didn't seem like it when I saw the clips. Sadly, so they're not gonna add nighttime mode. Most of the stuff is gonna be paid for content, like I said, which is a little depressing. And not only that, but like the T-pose mega jump to get on top of buildings, they took that out because they wanted people to grind out the challenges. And that's another thing that I forgot to mention before I end this video. Uh, the fact that this game is just a grind fest is kind of just taking me out of it every day. It just every game I should say, it's like a fucking second job, and it sucks. Whether that's stuff like Call of Duty, you got other games like Fortnite and stuff. And I know it has to do with the free-to-play model. That's just how it goes. The fact that you have to grind out to unlock shit. But I feel like it doesn't really work with this type of game, that the whole fucking Fortnite model that they're going with. It doesn't necessarily go for the game. Yeah, if they want to sell like cosmetics and stuff, mm, that I kind of agree with. Just maybe give us some stuff for free or earnable through the battle pass. Not every uh cosmetic should be a paid for skin in the battle pass, or like if it's something like Vans or Nike shoes, not all of them should be paid for. You know, some of them give us something for free. And I don't mean like every other game does it. Like actually give us something worthwhile. Like this shirt. Like I think this shirt was a pretty nice addition in this battle pass that it was for free. Uh, so yeah, stuff like that should be earnable. Like in the old games, it shouldn't always just be paid for in the shop, rather than just dropping money. I mean, of course, the paybags are always gonna drop money no matter what. Just look at Call of Duty, but look at how they're ended up now. It's kind of dead. Um, Obviously, they still have a player base, but in terms of how it was once was, the glory days are now over, and that's kind of where this game is headed. With like how lazy they're doing shit, like the AI slop that Call of Duty has been doing in the last few years. It kind of seems like that's what they're doing with Skate, just having AI generated, especially with the acquisition, how it's privated now. They're trying to go into the this whole AI market just to save money, just so that they can earn themselves money as well, like them being the higher ups that own the company or whatnot. And I feel like gaming just going that way is not the route, especially with how low effort it is. Like then you have people like this who just get on and kind of just like, you know, I know they don't really dress like that. Some of them are like obviously doing it for themselves just to have a laugh, but there's just people who literally use these types of outfits, even though there's actually decent outfits that you can put up together for free. But some people use that for thumbnails and just, and then shit on the game, being like, oh, there's no actual earnable outfits and stuff. And it clearly is. It's just people just being disingenuous as well when it comes to YouTube. But that's not me. Again, there's not really much to skate. I have like 600 hours plus in this game, and just having such a small map kind of makes it hard going back to these skate spots. And for me personally, having to go back and try to make new clips, I definitely am gonna do it though. I just need a little bit of a break. Uh, since I overplayed this game back when it was in pre-alpha. So again, for me personally, I just need a break. And hope you guys look forward. I'm probably gonna upload some. Damn, you fucking died. I'm probably gonna upload some Battlefield gameplay, some highlights soon. So look out for that. But again, just check out my previous video. Tell me what you think. I go more in depth with that. So check that out. Tell me what I did wrong. If you agree or disagree. And hopefully you guys stick around this long to the end of the video. Just tell me again what you agree, disagree, and leave me down your thoughts down below. And with that being said, I hope you guys all want to play. I'll stop rambling. Have a good one.